Be'ezrat Hashem, the Gemara this morning, Chagigah, page 27a. Says the Gemara, Amar Rabbi Abu, Amar Rabbi Lazar, says Rabbi Abu in the name of Rabbi Lazar, Talmidei Chamim, en ur shel Gehenam sholetet bahem. The scholars, the ones who study Torah in this world, when they get to the next world, if chas v'shalom, this for some reason they have to go to Gehenam, the fire of Gehenam cannot burn them. Why? Kal v'chomer misalamandra. We learned from salamander. What does it mean, salamander? Says Rashi, salamander is like a lizard, and when they make fire in a certain place, during 7 years, without extinguishing the fire, comes out a small creature out of the fire, and this creature is called salamander. Says the Gemara, Uma salamandra shetoldota eshi, if the salamander comes out of the fire, asach midama en ur sholetet bo. This type of an animal, if you take the blood of the salamander and you put it on your skin, no fire can burn your skin, right? The skin of the salamander, because it's made out of the fire, the blood of this animal, right, is so good to protect you from fire. So Talmidei Chachamim shekol gufam esh, Talmidei Chachamim that are completely compared like fire because the Torah is compared like fire, and they're studying Torah, kal vachomer, so for sure they won't get burnt in the fire of Gehenna. So it means sometimes even good people, for some reason, they would have to pass by Gehenna, but Gehenna is so hot, right? But they tell you they won't get burnt by the fire of Gehenna. Now it tells you over here also, it tells you that the Rish Lakish says, En ur shel Gehenna sholetet poshei Israel. Not only the scholars, even the wicked ones, they won't get burnt and consumed. Their neshama won't be consumed completely by the fire of Gehenna. Why? Kal v'chomer mizbach hazav. We learn it from the golden altar. In the Bet HaMikdash, we spoke about it a few times. There was 2 altars. One altar outside in the court where you would sacrifice all the animals, the bulls, the sheep, the goats, everything you sacrifice over there. The second altar made out of gold inside of the building, which called the Echal. Over there you put only the Ketoret. This altar was not made completely out of gold. It was made out of wood, covered with gold. How much was the thickness of the gold covering? Dinar za'av, like a coin made out of gold, which is not a big thickness. And they used to bring twice a day the ketoret and burn it on top of this altar. And this altar would, the gold on this altar would never melt. So the Gemara, Rish Lakish, is teaching us the same way. The Reshaim are compared like wood, and wood perishes, right? So if they're covered with gold, which means from times to times they did few mitzvot, and those mitzvot cover over their body, so those mitzvot are going to protect them exactly like the gold covering or the golden altar protects the wood under. The mitzvot that the person does protects them in the next world. So if we understand that Torah and mitzvot protect you and create like a cover around you, so you shouldn't burn in Gehenna. If for some reason you have to go through there, right? Some people will stay there, and some people just pass by there. But even passing, it's so hot over there, and it's burning. And the Gemara is telling you that your neshama wouldn't burn. So a Jewish soul can never perish, right? Because there's no such thing of somebody who does not do few mitzvot. The difference is if you have to stay there a little bit, if you go straight to Gan Eden, right? For sure you want to do as many mitzvot as possible. Do not even go through there. Why should go through there when you can go straight to Gan Eden? There was a big tzaddik called Rabbi Yoel Sirkis. He wrote a commentary on the Shulchan Aruch on the Bet Yosef called the Bach. Bach is Bait Chadash. Rabbi Yoel Sirkis, after he passed away, he was such a great scholar. He was always busy studying. When he came to Shamayim, they didn't find any mistakes that he did in his life or any sins that he did. So they said right away he's going to Gan Eden. Then came a small accusation that one time he was in the marketplace, and over there he started to argue with somebody in Torah for sure. He started to argue about a certain subject, and next to them there was a wagon. To the wagon were attached an ox and a donkey together. And as you know, you're not allowed to attach to a wagon two different animals. Not especially, the Torah specifies, especially not an ox and a donkey, and can be any other two animals. So what happened was, as they were discussing, the rabbi started to scream a little bit, and the animals moved the wagon a little bit, and that was considered as if he was driving a wagon, right, which is led by two different animals. So the accuser said that the rabbi had this sin in his file. So right away they didn't know what to do, and they said, you know what, he's going to go straight to Gan Eden, but he's going to have to pass through Gehenna. So they said, but he's a tzaddik, he's not supposed to suffer. So they would put ice covering all over the floor, and he would step on it like this. He doesn't burn and he doesn't feel the heat. As the Rabbi Yoel Sirkis was going through Gehenna, stepping on the ice sheet, he saw wicked people they were condemned for many years in Gehenna. What he did was, since he was a tzaddik, he had the right to bring with him few neshamas together with him to Gan Eden. So he started to pull out of Gehenna a lot of Reshaim, a lot of wicked people, and take it with him, and no one could have told him nothing. Then the angel of Gehenna decreed that tzaddikim should not go through Gehenna, because then they would pick up again all the Reshaim and bring them to Gan Eden. So to tell you here, a tzaddik would had to go through Gehenna, but he had the merit that they should put like a bed of ice on the floor, so he should step on it, he should not feel the fire. Not everybody has this merit. So Be'ezrat Hashem, do as many mitzvot as you could, right? And Be'ezrat Hashem, this will give you the chance to go straight to Gan Eden after 120. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.